how the B-2 stealth bomber is secretly hand-built to defy radar. At first glance, the B-2 Spirit doesn't look complicated. No tail, no sharp angles, just a smooth, floating shape that almost feels unfinished. But that simplicity is a lie because this plane isn't just hard to build. It actively resists being built. And the reason isn't engines, not weapons, not even speed. It has to do with one thing humans can't control easily: silence. What makes it different? Most aircraft are designed to fly faster, higher, farther. The B-2? Its goal isn't speed. Its goal isn't altitude. Its goal is to disappear. Radar doesn't see objects. It sees mistakes, edges, gaps, reflections. So the mission wasn't power. It was an absence. And absence is a nightmare to manufacture. The first problem. Engineers quickly realized something unsettling. You can't mass-produce stealth. One bolt a few millimeters off, one fingerprint on the surface, and the plane isn't invisible, which means it can't be built like a normal airplane. No loud factories, no rushed assembly lines, no close enough. The B-2 demanded perfection, and perfection doesn't like schedules. The factory transformation. So they didn't just build the plane, they rebuilt the world around it. The factory became climate-controlled, not for comfort, but for physics. Humidity changed how materials cured. Temperature changed how surfaces aligned. Dust became a threat. Workers wore gloves not to protect themselves, but because human skin interferes with invisibility. Every inch of the factory, every breath of air was accounted for. Building a plane wasn't enough. They had to build a perfect environment for it to exist. Materials that don't want to be together. The B-2 isn't made from a single skin. It's layers, composites, radar-absorbing materials, each with its own quirks, which creates a nightmare. One layer shifts slightly and radar sees it. One crack appears and stealth is gone. Every seam had to behave as if it didn't exist. This isn't engineering, it's negotiation with reality. The human problem. The biggest obstacle? Humans. Humans sweat, shed skin, make mistakes when tired. So building the world's most advanced stealth aircraft required minimizing the human presence. Some steps took hours of careful, silent motion. One slip didn't mean a delay, it meant starting over. Not fixing, starting over. The B-2 is tuned. Here's what most people don't realize. The B-2 isn't built, it's tuned. After assembly, technicians test how radar interacts with the surface. Then they adjust, and adjust again. Each plane becomes its own personality, its own argument with physics. This is closer to calibrating a musical instrument than assembling a vehicle. Why does it cost so much? Cost explodes not because of fancy materials, but because time is the most expensive resource on Earth. You can't rush curing, you can't rush alignment, you can't rush stealth. One B-2 can take years longer than planned. Not because anyone failed, but because the plane refused to be hurried. The silence test. When a B-2 is finished, it doesn't roar onto the runway. It glides. Engine noise is carefully managed. Heat signatures masked. Edges vanish into math. It's not dramatic, it's eerie. Watching it fly feels like seeing something that was never meant to exist. Why they built so few? Only 21 B-2s exist. Not because more weren't desired, because each one demanded an unreasonable amount of patience, money, and trust. Trust that the invisibility worked. Trust that the silence worked. Trust that something so carefully built could survive the chaos it was designed for. The real achievement. The B-2 isn't impressive because it's powerful. It's impressive because it's disciplined. Every surface is controlled. Every reflection is negotiated. Every human instinct is restrained. It's not a machine that dominates the sky. It's a machine that politely asks the sky not to notice it. Quiet ending. Most aircraft announce themselves. The B-2 does the opposite. It proves that sometimes the most extraordinary manufacturing process isn't about building something bigger, but about learning how to leave almost nothing behind.